Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a new set. We're going in complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Champion's Path. Then, of course, we're going to be highlighting a certain Pokemon, and we're going to be checking out their best cards in Pokemon history. And for today's video, that is going to be Zekrom. And we do have a little giveaway going on. All you got to do is make sure you subscribe. You got to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like. Then you have to answer the question of the day. What Pokemon do you guys like better, Reshiram or Zekrom? This is what we're giving away today, Beautiful and Zekrom promo. And I do have to announce the winner from last week's giveaway, and it is that Misty Tree Dig Co. So to shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a quick thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. This is my local game store in Minnesota, and it's the only one that I go to. They're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities. No one can beat the variety, so definitely check them out. Then, of course, you guys want to try out PSA for the first time, click my link in the description. Use the code BEARD25 to get $25 off. And then you can also try out Tag for your first time. Click my link. Use the code BEARD10. You get 10% off your very first submission. And I will be vending in Chicago at Trading Card Con May 1st to the 3rd. Going to be an epic show. Definitely swing by if you guys are in the area. You can also click my link for that and then use the code PokeBeard to get $5 off your tickets. But all right, let's get into it. We got Champion's Path. So Champion's Path is not a very good set, but it has two really nice Charizards. If they would have combined this with Darkness Ablaze, it would have been much better. Still not very good. But I mean, anytime you got a couple Chase Charizards in the set, you know, people are going to go crazy for it. And people went nuts for this set when it came out. There's no booster boxes. But yeah, people were paying a lot of money for Champion's Path ETBs. But I like the shiny Charizard here. We got the Charizard V Raw 254. Then it goes to the Rainbow Charizard V Max at $173. Then it drops all the way down to the Rainbow Gardevoir at $15. Then the Rainbow Dreadnought at $7. Total set value is $520. Basically the two Charizards. And this set came out in 2020. But yeah, not a ton to look at. We're just going to check out a few cards. We got the Gardevoir V Max with a pop of 31 in a 10, 1,000 in a 9. Got up to $66, now last sold $52. And we have the Rainbow Charizard VMAX here with a pop of 20,143 in a 10, 7,200 in a 9. Got down to $294. It's going up right now. Last sold $370, $306, and $350. And the Charizard V. This is a pop of 17,796 in a 10, 7,500 in a 9. Got down to $389. Climbing up right now in a 10. Last sold $480, $563. We got a 9 at $236, $256. Basically the same price raw, right around $250. So yeah, very small set. And here is the Champion's Path Booster Pack. This was at $16. Now last sold $15, $22. Someone got 10 of them at $15. Probably had, $5 in shipping. $19, $19. And we do have this little pin collection that is very expensive because it has a Gengar in here. And no joke, the Gengar is like a $100 card. Last off for this box, $310, $305, $258. Just insane for this box. And this actually costs more than the actual Champion's Path ETB, which does have a very nice pink Charizard V full art promo. So this box was at $163, got up to $173, and now last sold $179, $160, $175, $161, $165. But no joke, that is it. That is Champion's Path, the set that never should have honestly existed. All right, let's check out Zekrom. So it does not have a ton of cards, barely 2 pages. But, it's a somewhat newer Pokemon, I guess, Gen 5. We're going to check out some of these cheaper ones here. Some of these arts are pretty nice. But yeah, I really feel like Zekrom and Reshiram are getting a lot more popular than they used to be. Man, I remember so many people dogging on these legendaries and stuff, and his tail and all that. But yeah, I think people are starting to like them a little more. We got a nice basic EX from Black Bolt. Got the Next Destiny, Zekrom. Shining Legends. He always just looks mean. When my daughter sees Zekrom, she says monster and says roar, which is just adorable. Man, the Roaring Skies one is pretty sick too. That almost looks like a magic card or something. And we did get a full art from Black Bolt, which is pretty sick at about $4. The Legendary Treasure Zekrom is also really nice too. The colors. Wow. And we do have a Pokemon League Plasma Free Zekrom, which is also $4. But all right, let's get into it. We're going to go from newest to oldest. So we have the new Ends Zekrom promo. This thing is actually very difficult to grade. Last sold raw. This is just a non-Pokemon Center one. 9, 10, 15, 11. And we got a PSA 10 at 237. Now here's the Pokemon Center one. Last sold raw 114, 115, 95. We got a PSA 10 sale at 500 with a pop of only 12. Wow. that is a very low pop. It'll obviously get a lot higher. Most of these are not back yet. Next, we have the actual Zekrom SIR from Black Bolt with a pop of 5,600 in a 10, 2,900 in a 9. So pretty easy to grade when it comes to SIRs compared to a set like Surging Sparks, where they have a much lower 10 pop than they do 9. This was at, let's see here, $640, dropped down to $355. Going up again right now, $550, $499. PSA 9 at $247 and $222. In raw, $185, $190, $210. Next, we have the Black Full Art Zekrom from Black Bolt. We're actually going to look at the card this is based off of here in a minute. But this is a pop of 4,600 in a 10, 3,800 in a 9. What was that, $1,300? This card's very difficult to pull. Got down to $731. Now last sold $1,200, $1,357, and $1,385. Raw, $430, $380. We got one at $867, which is just crazy. And a bunch of 9s at $445, $420, and $415 here. But pretty cool card. When you see these in person, they do pop. Next, we have the Zekrom from Brilliant Stars. This is the Trainer Gallery. Very, very nice art. Has a pop of 1,300 in a 10, 3,000 in a 9. All the Trainer Gallery cards, especially the non-textured ones, are very difficult to grade. This was down to $110. Coming up right now, last sold, where's the PSA 10? 175, 138, 162. Honestly, not bad. Like I said, it is a very, very beautiful card. Pretty difficult to grade. There's probably never going to be over 2,000 of these in a 10 because the set's been out for a while. Next, we have the Zekrom from Celebrations, and this is a reprint from the original full art black Zekrom, and that's what our new one is based off of. This has a pop of 7,900 in a 10, 3,600 in a 9. This was at 136 in a 10, got down to 87. Now last sold 110, 125. We got raw at 27, and this is about a $15 to $20 card. Next, we have some tag teams. So we have the Gold Pikachu and Zekrom GX tag team. This is a promo with a pop of 5,600 in a 10, 5,800 in a 9. This was at 228 in the 10, got down to about 150. Now last sold 215, 225. We got a PSA 9 at 50. Raw, we got 40, 37, 35, 45, and 50. Next, the same exact art, but the full art. This is from Team Up. This is a pop of 899 in a 10, 554 in a 9. Super cool card. That sold raw 120, 199, 79, 127. We got a PSA 10 at 500, 550, and 450, and a 9 at 130. Next, again, same exact art, but the rainbow with a pop of 697 in a 10, 611 in a 9, also from Team Up. That sold in a 10 is 615, before that at 550. And raw, we got 140, 115, another one at 80, but it says heavily played. And we got a PSA 9 at $168. Next, we have the Pikachu and Zekrom GX Tag Team alternate art. This is the non-textured one. This is a pop of 3,090 in a 10 and 4,000 in a 9. This is at 288, got down to 208. Now last sold 270, 330, and 299. In raw, 29, 35, 32, PSA 9 at 54 and 45. I really feel like these cards are being slept on with Pikachu being in there. Next, we have the Reshiram and Zekrom Tag Team GX alternate art. This card is crazy. Good texture too. This has a pop of 1,900 in a 10, 2,400 in a 9. So it is difficult to grade. Last sold raw. We got 75, 99, 66, PSA 9 at 86. And we got the PSA 10 at $395. And the newest sale on eBay is $416. But this card is epic. I want to see what the 1 year high was. I think it got up there a little bit. So it was at $680 in July of 2025. Got all the way down to $348, and now it's up a little bit at about $400. Remember, I always like to say, buy the dips. This is a really, really nice card, and with a pretty low pop, too. And this card is from Cosmic Eclipse, which I honestly like Cosmic Eclipse more than Team Up. Next, we have the Cosmic Eclipse Reshiram and Zekrom GX Tag Team with a pop of 1,030 in a 10, 683 in a 9. This was at $500, dropped down to $336. Now, last sold $475, $455. We got a 9 at $200, another 9 at $162, and raw $150, $113, $135, $120, a bunch at $150. Next, same exact card, but this is the textured tag team alternate art. Love this one. This is a pop of 1100 in a 10, 1500 in a 9. That sold raw 236, 429, 379. Bunch in the 300s. We got a PSA 9 at 469 and a 10 at $1,900. Let's see, this was down at 1437. We had one high sale at $2,200, and now it's kind of leveling out at around $1,800. Next, we have the XY Black Star promo. I genuinely feel like these are the most underrated promos in all of Pokemon right now. This is a pop of 7 in a 10, 149 in a 9. Most of these cards are 50 or 60 bucks. That sold raw 60, 50, 80, 70. We got a PSA 9 at 449. And yeah, these cards literally never sell in a PSA 10. Next, we have the Full Art Zekrom EX. This is from Black and White Next Destinies with a pop of 10 in a 10, 77 in a 9. That sold in a 9 is $850, and the most recent 10 sale is $3,050. And I'm sure it'd sell for way more than that right now because of all the low pop stuff going on. If you want near mint, it's looking like it's going to be over $200, $235, $225, $290. We got a lightly played at $160, and that 9 at $1,011, and before that was $800. So very, very expensive full art. And it's time for two of the best cards on the list. We have the Gold Zekrom. This is from Black and White Legendary Treasures. This card basically is history to me because it's one of the first full gold cards. This is a pop of 39 in a 10, 359 in a 9. That sold raw 130, 300, 180, 250, 205. Wow. And we got a PSA 9 here at 526, but we have a newer one at 597. And we got a PSA 10 sale here at $6,100, which I mean with a pop of 39, that makes sense. And last on the list, this is like the first full art we ever got. This is from Black and White base set. Love this Zekrom, and this is what our newer one is based off of. Let's jump back to that one real quick. Here it is. You know, they kind of did a little throwback with the Pure Black Zekrom, and then, of course, this is our reprint from Celebrations. This is a pop of 177 in a 10, 262 in a 9. Last sold raw 45, 75, and it is getting the one from Celebrations mixed up with this one. And we got a PSA 9 at $299. And we're going to check the PSA 10. Looks like it was at $4,000, dropped down to $2,485, and coming up again right now at $4,400. So very, very expensive in a PSA 10. And yeah, with the low pop thing happening right now, it's just crazy to where, like, if someone has a low pop card, let's say it has a pop of 70 or something like that, and the last sale was $4,000, they are literally listing them at like $8,000 or $9,000 or $10,000 because, you know, people are paying crazy prices for all these low pop cards, which is very, very risky. I love low pop cards, but not at these prices. Some of these prices are just through the roof. Now, there's going to be a few of them where if you do buy them, you know, some good stuff is going to happen and it's going to keep going up. But if the market does cool off and you're holding on to a bunch of low pop cards, especially not popular low pop cards, they're going to be impossible to sell at those prices. Because there's a ton of low pop cards of average Pokemon that just weren't graded a ton because they weren't super popular Pokemon, compared to some cards that are actually really tough to grade. So just be careful buying some of these low pop cards, please. But all right, that was today's video. If you guys like this content, want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys could do me a massive favor, watch that No Allows video, click this one right here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.